Welcome back. You're watching the press preview. With me tonight, Andrew Pearce and Kevin Maguire, and you'll be pleased to hear more front pages have come in during the break. So let's just show you one of them. The Mirror we've got in, their main headline is, I think it's the end of May is the main headline there, which is quite clever, given that she's...
So clearly Kevin didn't write it.
My colleagues wrote it.
Clearly.
They were very smart.
Because it's not just potentially the end of her career as Prime Minister, but also the timing would be the end of May if her deal were to go through.
If her deal goes through, but of course, if her deal doesn't go through, the clear inference is that she sticks around, which could be limping on till October over the summer. But she is effectively then a busted flush. She's a lamed-up Prime Minister. Europe will know that. The Commission is all going to change. There could be Europe. We could have European elections. She's going to be in charge at the time. I think she'll end up leaving in the summer anyway.
She's been one of the world's worst negotiators. It's got to be said, and got everything back to front. But she used to say it was going to be, you know, my deal or no deal. No deal is rubbed out now. Parliament did it again. It's my Brexit or no Brexit. And if there's no Brexit, she can't get anywhere. 22nd of May, she will have to take the option by the 12th of April to go beyond that. And that's when we get into holding European Parliament elections. That Brexit itself is postponed for a long time. But if you get a postponement for 2 years or longer, she'll still be gone. She may not get her deal through, but you could replace the Prime Minister, and then they could try and renegotiate again. Although personally, I think Jeremy Corbyn has a perfectly correct and right case when he says it should be a general election.
Well, I think
and the job shouldn't just be past the parcel in the Tory party.
I think if she doesn't get this deal through and she limps on, I think the government could collapse come the autumn. And there is a general election.
You can feel it collapsing. She can't replace ministers fast enough as they're resigning.
I'm going to bring in the Telegraph now because that's come in as well, and that is May falls on sword. So again, once again, focusing on her and her future. And presumably, if her deal doesn't go through, and as you say, she limps on but decides to leave anyway in the months ahead, what difference will the person who takes over have on the whole process? Because obviously, as we've seen from the indicative votes, that there's no majority for any particular direction. But say Boris Johnson was to take over, then Remainers might vote very differently in future.
Well, I think that the Tory party will want to replace her with somebody who really believes in Brexit, is really convinced by Brexit, will make the case of Brexit, will argue the benefits of Brexit, which she's not done well at all, because it's always looked like a damage limitation exercise to Mrs May. And also the new leader will have a lot of goodwill on the Tory benches, where she's exhausted goodwill. It was very difficult to find anybody in that building in the last few days who thought she could go on.
It's easier to
They've
find...
admired her dignity.
It's easier
and her
to find
doggedness,
a Tory MP with ill will for Boris Johnson than goodwill. But if you're the new leader, you will, if you're not Boris Johnson, have some goodwill. But the problem with just saying, right, let's get a Brexiteer, is they all disagree. They do not agree amongst themselves, symbolised by the Tory campaign that was led by Johnson and Gove. Gove stayed in, tried to sell her deal. Johnson's being out, playing his games, and he's only come on board right at the end.
I'm just going to show everyone the Times, because that's in as well, and their headline is May vows to resign. So very quickly, we are jumping ahead, because she said she'll only resign if her deal goes through, and that at the moment is looking difficult. But any thoughts on who might replace her, as and when that might be?
It is an extraordinary situation we're in, because I cannot recall the last time a serving Prime Minister told a group of a group of MPs, while all the press are outside the committee door, I'm going to resign if and when. It's never happened before. It's unprecedented. I think the front runner will be, it has to be a Brexiteer, and I think it's probably somebody like Jeremy Hunt, Dominic Raab.
Blair gave a year's notice, remember, in 2006, he was gone in 2007. Coming up in the betting has been the Health Secretary. He's been doing... the Health Secretary. Matt Hancock, who's come through.
Only 40, inexperienced, but very clever, very clever.
OK, we will talk more at 11:30. For the moment, though, we're out of time.
You just give him a kiss of death to his chances.
Good, got to back him. Right, that's it. Finish him.
Andrew and Kevin, thank you.